An
He is
A
a
is like
tough grader.
an A is like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar when he's watching his daughter grow up. You know,
Oh my
that's
God.
that's Oscar.
I can't even like talk about that scene because it's like
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Random Episode. This is the podcast where you watch a random episode of a TV show from a random series that neither of us have watched before. I am Varun.
And I'm Christie.
And as you will notice today, folks, we have a special guest today. Yes, this is going to be our first guest while we're doing a video podcast. Now, we've had guests
Woohoo.
before when we were just purely audio, but this is our first time with a guest during video. So I want to introduce everyone to Karthik.
Hey, I'm Kartik. I'm Varun's cousin.
If you couldn't tell.
So Karthik, tell us a little bit about why you deserve to be on the Random Episode and why you were qualified
Yeah, the
to be on the
qualifications.
episode, or on the Random Episode.
I think I'm qualified because I've been obsessed with television since a very young age. Actually, the first time Varun and I bonded was because I was staying at his house in DC when I was really young, and I was really bummed that I was going to miss the Fairly Odd Parents Jimmy Neutron crossover episode because we had to go to some like recital or something for his sister or something, whatever. And I was really bummed that I was going to miss it. And it turned out Varun, while we were gone, had secretly taped it for me. And I was like,
Wow.
wow, what a hero. So our relationship was forged in television. I'd been obsessed with it for a long time. And I remember in college, I made this little parody about being addicted to Netflix and how I would, like a little video parody about how I was addicted to Netflix and I would be on the streets and stuff. And I remember Varun sharing it on Facebook. So we already had another connection about television.
And a quick
go ahead.
connection among all three of us. We are all huge Office fans.
Yes, yeah.
That. Okay.
Huge Office fans. I produce a podcast with Rainn Wilson, who is on The Office. So that's a qualification.
That's a pretty huge qualification. That's really the big thing.
Yeah, I executive produce the podcast Soul Boom with Rainn Wilson. I've been doing that for like 2 years. I launched it with him. I've also just been in podcasting for a long time. And when Varun first was thinking about this show, he asked me a few questions on how to set things up. And I think I was the one who said to bring things to video because clips do so well. I think that was so that's why I feel I deserve to be here, was that I brought you guys into video, and I wouldn't have felt so inclined to want to be a part of the show had I not seen the clips on Instagram. So
Full circle.
you did get a conversion there.
Yeah.
That's a great point. No, you are the one who told us to be on video. And so it's only fair that you are with us here today.
I didn't know it was your first video guest. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
awesome.
You're the first video guest. Yes, Karthik has been here from the beginning, just in the backgrounds, giving me free advice. I'm fully expecting a bill one of these days.
Yeah, exactly.
But you mentioned Netflix, and let's get into our episode, folks. So this week we are talking about Tires, Season 1, Episode 6, Dad. This one aired May 23rd, 2024 on Netflix. And the episode summary from Netflix is: Will hits a low point after clashing with his toughest critic over his life choices. An unlikely advocate steps in to help save his job and the shop. So, Karthik, I'm going to start with you. What did you know about the show before watching it?
I had been a big fan of. I'm a big stand-up comedy fan, and I've worked in podcasting and been obsessed with podcasts for a long time. So everyone in that show is someone I've been following pretty closely for a long time. I'm a big Shane Gillis fan. Stavros Halkias I love. And then you see a bunch of people circulate through that show. I've never actually seen an episode before, but I had seen that so many of these smaller comics who I really like are also getting little bit parts in there. So I was really excited to watch it. I knew, obviously, the Shane Gillis lore. I knew about his cancellation from SNL, and I had watched his last sketch show pretty regularly. So I knew he had like sketch chops. Not that this is a sketch show, but I knew he could act fairly well in comedy. But that was pretty much all I knew about the show.
So you had an idea like what you're getting
That's a
yourself
lot.
into. Yeah. Yeah. But Christy, how about you? What'd you know?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, wow, you actually know a lot. So I saw this pop up on my Netflix maybe like a few months ago, and it was like one of those things on the banner that like just auto plays. And so it played a clip for me, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like a cool premise, like looks funny. And then I just never thought about it again for the next 6 months until Varun said we should watch it. So I think I recognized what's his name,
Shane Gillis.
but I am not in that sphere at all. So like I don't really know who any of these people are. So not much over here. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, for me, same thing. Like Netflix was pushing this one hardcore whenever it came out, 2024, right? So it came up in my Netflix feed. I guess I fall into this algorithm. Though again, Chris and I have talked about this. Like, we have a shared family Netflix account, only one account, no other profiles.
That is
So
just it's truly insane. Like
it
that is
is
truly bananas.
We
that
do
you
the
do
same
that.
thing.
madness.
What
Thank
We
you
do the
just
same
all
thing.
watch on the same
Thank you.
profile?
Well, we're
Yeah.
mostly watching together, and the things that we aren't watching together, it doesn't matter because I'm not watching it anyway. It's just easier.
Wow.
It's just easy.
It's just
Wow. But
easier.
do you have kids?
Yeah, we have 2 kids, but they're very young. They're
Oh, okay.
3 and 4 months.
Okay, so
So
they're not like choosing their own shows. That's the thing is like we
no.
have our kids have a profile because I'm not about to have the same profile as my children.
Yeah, we have separate YouTube profile for the kids because my
Okay.
recommendation just became all ping pong and super simple
That's
songs.
exactly like I need my algorithm. We've talked about this before. Like I feel very strongly about what my algorithm is, and it's perfect for me, and I need it to stay that way. So
I appreciate
I
that.
could get 2 shits about my algorithm. I honestly like to keep Netflix guessing. Let's
oh, that's yeah. That's
Mm,
good.
throw in some Is It Cake? Let's throw in some
That's in my
Witcher. Let's throw in some Gilmore Girls. And Witcher is for my wife, and Gilmore Girls is for me,
yeah,
obviously.
I was gonna
obviously.
say always throwing Gilmore Girls.
Known Shane Gillis from really just SNL, and so had an idea of what kind of like humor we're gonna get ourselves into with this one. Stavros Halkias, am I pronouncing that one correctly? I don't know.
I don't really know his last name.
Yeah, I've seen him on a few things. I think the roast was he on? He's been on a roast or something with that for. I don't know. I've seen him before, so I had kind of idea about him. Aside from him, no one else I really recognize. But that's about it.
Okay, so can somebody explain what is the Shane Gillis like? Is it a controversy? Like, why should I know him?
Karthik, go ahead. You probably know more than I do.
So in like 2020, I think, or 2019 or something,
Okay.
Shane Gillis got hired by SNL as a on-screen talent and a writer, and
Okay.
at the same time, Bowen Yang, who's an Asian American
Yeah, I know who he
actor,
is. Yeah. Okay.
he also got hired. And it was the first I think it was the first Asian
Mm-hmm.
American cast member. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
so this guy tweeted, some random person tweeted, they found some old clip of Shane on his podcast. They like clipped this small part where he was doing this really racist Chinese accent and like saying like talking about like a Chinese takeout order. Now, the context of that clip, if it wasn't clipped, you'll see that what he's actually doing is making fun of racists like that. He's like, this is what dumb
Okay.
people would say. But they
Okay.
took
Okay.
that
Okay.
character part that he was doing and they tweeted the same year that SNL hires their first Asian American talent, they
Mm,
also hire this guy.
okay.
And so the backlash was insane. He immediately got fired. So he got fired and hired and fired before he even started. Um, and this was
Okay.
like, I feel like this was peak cancel culture, like
Sure.
a backlash, like where it
Yeah.
was right before like uh I feel like MAGA really like smacked back and started saying the R word and stuff again. So
Sure.
I think that people were just so outraged that this guy was kind of pretty treated unfairly. And so he really gained like notoriety in the comedy scene, which was yeah, they really embraced what he sort of stood for. And then people, because of their outrage at this, like what seemed like virtue signaling, they started to look into his comedy. And he is a very funny stand-up comedian. And he's actually polar opposite of like that kind of racism. He
Okay.
grew up he's a very like cultured guy, and his material is very deeper than you would think it is. But he's also silly. He's very silly. But that was sort of his rise. That was his controversy, was that little
No,
racism
that's
thing.
that's helpful to know. I just want to make sure we're not like supporting somebody I shouldn't be supporting.
I don't think so. I think he's a good guy.
Okay,
Yes.
that's helpful. Well, and I again, like I didn't realize he was even doing stand up. Like I knew nothing about him. So this is all very helpful.
Most of the guys in this show are doing stand-up. Most of the
Okay.
people in it are
Well, and I
comics.
did note that they like most of them their character name is like their actual name.
Yeah, you notice that? Yeah.
So that was interesting too.
That I think he's said on podcasts before. I've never seen the show, but I've heard him talk about it a lot, that he really wanted to help like bring up other comics, and so it's also easier if they're named
Sure.
their character name, because then people can be like, "Oh, I want to go see Kyla Fox from Shane Gillis," and it's
Yeah.
like Kyla Fox is on tour.
Cool.
So he's
Oh, I
doing it
thought-
kind of just to help out his comics, yeah.
You're selling me on him. I feel like we can support him.
That's some good insight on that. Because whenever I see an actor with the same, character name as themselves, I just think that they're just too dumb and can't
Okay,
can't differentiate between their own name and actor name. So they just
but
give
a
them
lot
the
of people on The Office had their name.
Yeah, yeah.
true.
And
So
Rain's biggest complaint, I'd say, in life is constantly being called Dwight everywhere he goes, and every comment section, everything is like Dwight. So I think he probably is jealous of like Oscar and
and
Angela, who got to
Angela,
keep their
great.
names.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
funny. All right. Well, this is really helpful.
Yeah, this is great. So let's support the white male comedians out there, okay,
Okay.
folks? Let's start
They
a
don't get enough.
GoFundMe for them. Okay. All right, so let's get into the recap, shall we? So pretty much, I mean, the Netflix recap does a pretty good job. So we quickly find out, because it's almost exclusively all takes place within a tire shop. I think
Mhm.
like a I forget the name of the shop where they work, but essentially it's like a Tires Plus or something like that, some
Yeah.
garage. And it seems to be owned by Will seems to be the manager of this
Yeah, but isn't his
whole
dad the owner?
ranch, but his dad's the owner.
The owner. He's a manager.
Yes.
Okay.
And it looks like Will's got all kinds of ideas, and his dad tells us later like all the ideas he's had through life. But it looks like his most recent one was a bikini car wash, and maybe it did go well, maybe it didn't go well. I don't know. Anyway, either way, he ended up hooking or banging one of the bikini ladies, and the whole episode, the rest of the folks there are just making fun of him, bragging on him for that. But he's just freaking out because he's got this presentation to his dad about this new idea he has, which is to sell cheap tires, which I have questions about later, to then upsell to customers on that. And his dad fires him, but then quickly after Shane comes to the rescue and does the pitch for him, then dad decides to rehire him. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much the gist of the whole episode. 22 minutes. A lot happened in the 22 minutes of this episode.
Did you feel like a lot happened? I feel like not that much happened.
I thought a lot happened.
I feel like he just like came back with like banging this, came back from banging the girl, and then it's a hot mess, and not really much happens. But maybe that was me.
Well, let's start with the banging of the bikini
Yeah.
woman. So before Will even shows up back to the shop,
Work.
yes, apparently Kyla's been getting all kinds of dirty ass texts that I guess Will has been sending to this bikini
Friend.
woman. Yes.
Well, because she's Kyla's friend.
I thought that, my assumption was that the girlfriend texted Kyla and said,
Yeah.
I had sex with Will last night, and was being really graphic and describing it, and then they just all read it. That was my understanding.
I thought that the friend was sharing texts that she was having with Will, but okay,
That's also
maybe right.
possible.
Yeah,
It also might be a combination. Like, regardless, Kyla's getting a lot of dirt.
I feel like Shane does come in when he's like giving him shit about it, and he's quotes something that he said. So it
Yeah.
is possible that it was his text because they do
Yeah.
like the
Right.
sex cat, sex kitten issue.
Yes. Yeah, and we
Yes.
don't get a lot of it. We just have to make some assumptions, but yes, we do find out he was like acting like a kitten, a sex kitten, walking around the apartment, which is ridiculous. And then we can imply some things based on what they're telling him he smells like. You know, we can imply some things that happened in this wild. And they kept saying that she was like very aggressive. Like everything was very
Yes.
aggressive.
Because as we see later when he takes his shirt off for, I don't even know why he took his shirt off. At the end, he is got red marks all over
Like
his
legit
body.
hickeys. Hickeys like all over his torso
Yeah,
and scratches.
it's disgusting.
It was very aggressive.
Yes.
But I mean, good for him. Like the implication is that he does not usually get women. So this is like a big deal. And like congrats to him. And people are very proud of him and they feel like this like proves that he's good at his job because he banged somebody. I don't know. That's kind of the implication.
Have you ever shared intimate texts with a friend like that? Like, if let's say that they are that they are texting back and forth, and that is what Kyla is reading are these texts. Would you send that to your friend? Like, ooh, look at these texts. That
I feel
the
like a
nasty
girl
ass
is
shit.
more inclined to share, like, look at what he said to me. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I haven't because I've been married to the same person for 15 years and that feels weird.
Let's go
But-
back. Let's go to the past. Okay.
Could see friends like doing that. Like, and I give me all the tea. Like, I want to know everything. So I'd love to read some texts that people are sending, but me personally, probably not going to happen right now.
So you're not sharing texts from you and your husband
No.
with okay.
No, sorry, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
But yeah, but like I thought that was a funny part, and then the fact that Kyla just like kind of keeps reading them for different people is great. And also like this is work. I don't know. That was the other just like wild part. I guess maybe I haven't had any like wild jobs before, but I don't think I've ever had a job where people are sharing this graphic stuff. I don't know. Have you all?
At work?
At work? Like, have you had
work?
a job that people are like talking like this?
I worked at a car wash for a summer in
Oh.
high school, and I feel like it was pretty locker roomy like that. Yeah.
Oh,
It was all guys around the same age, and a lot of them were football players. And they were all
Okay.
sort of like that crass, I feel.
okay.
But that was
Interesting.
15 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, Varun, what about you? You worked at a restaurant, Varun.
I used to work at a restaurant. Yeah. And
Like, was it like that?
not like this crass, but yeah, I mean, everyone knew who everyone was hooking up with. Even the like 40-something-year-old who's hooking up with a 17-year-old.
Okay.
I feel like that's standard at a restaurant.
I was
Is that
gonna
just standard
say,
at a restaurant?
I mean, this current season of Vanderpump Rules, that's like a part of it. So yeah, it's that's always happening.
Shame.
Okay,
Shame.
so
Anyway, yes, no,
that's
I've
interesting.
seen this before. But yeah, I'm obviously never going to do that. That's not my style whatsoever to go and
Yeah.
share. And even if someone is like telling me, like sending me stuff, I'm not going to be like, hey, but look at this. Like, this nasty ass shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well,
embarrassing too. It's like you're sharing some really cringy things that you probably said in there, you know?
Yes. But
All
but this hookup does, I guess, kind of help him later after he's been fired to get his job back, because when all of his friends that work there, and I guess Shane might be his cousin on it. It sounds like
Yes.
That's what it
yes,
sounded
Yes.
like.
yes. So it looks like Shane's cousin, but it looks like when they're all like standing up for Will, they not only talk about this great new idea he has for selling cheap tires, but they also throw in like, oh, and he also hooked up with this.
Yes. And that like made his dad respect him more.
Yeah.
Interestingly. Like even his dad was like, "Oh wow, like he hooked up with somebody? Like, yeah, we should hire him back." So, I don't know. It's interesting culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to be that dad, to be so disappointed with my son, but then to find out that he hooks up with someone, that I get respect for him.
Yeah.
That's
It's weird. I don't know. The other big part of this hookup is they do keep talking, like a lot of references of what he smells like, which is
Yes.
like kind of comical. And then like watching him in the bathroom trying to like sponge bath himself essentially so he doesn't smell disgusting anymore. But there's a lot of subtle and not so subtle notes of like how gross he is, which I get it, you know?
Yeah.
The day after.
The
It's
day
not always
after.
pretty.
Especially when he has to go straight to work. I do feel bad for him for that. That
Yeah.
he I mean, I guess it's kind of on him too. I guess he should have woken up earlier, but
Yeah, take a shower, dude.
yeah, dude. But
Yeah.
no,
That's tough. Well, he's got to make his PowerPoint.
exactly. He's got to get to work to make his PowerPoint because his new idea. So I'm curious, like, do you think this is like a recur? I mean, his dad kind of mentioned this, but is this like just a recurring theme throughout this whole season or maybe this whole show? Is that Will's this idea guy? Like it sounds like he wants someone to business school too. So,
Well, he tried to
Yeah.
go to business school.
or he tried to go to business school.
Yeah.
It made
So,
I made a lot of assumptions watching it. I felt
course.
like it like automatically felt like a season finale just as it was going on, and it was, right? So
it was.
my assumption was that yeah, Will seems like he's sort of the vehicle for the show, and he was maybe like a down on his luck guy who dropped out of grad school, had to come home. His dad has always been disappointed in him, and he kind of tells him you can have this job, and Will's still thinking ambitiously and tries to keep doing, and also his cousin works at the same place who's kind of just like this bum who has lived in this town and just wants to keep screwing with him like they're kids. And then
Mm.
throughout the season I felt like they probably, those things that the dad lists off at the end where he's like the bikini thing, the women's whatever, I felt like, and then there was a poster in the office that you saw that you could see that said
Women's
like great
appreciation.
play. I felt like each of those might have been like an episode like
Yeah.
thing where he was trying something and then they screwed up and it didn't get
Yeah.
better.
Oh, I
So
like
I
that.
felt like he was going through that all season.
Yeah.
And then Shane has sort of been this guy who's like, he's never gonna he's never thinking bigger. He's like, this is what we do. I'm gonna stay with my high school buddies and just screw around and towel whip each other. But then hearing his uncle like really ring his cousin out, I think that they were trying to show like the growth like after that when he's sitting there with his buddy and he's doing that, like he thinks like I need to help my cousin and I'll do something like, and they're like, oh, whoa, you actually know how to do something at this job. And so, it just sort of felt like that was to show everyone's growth, like in the season was that. And then also the sex thing that like, obviously comedically, it's like that was the final thing where the dad was finally like, attaboy. But that was probably also a thing throughout the season that like he just never was able to like talk to girls or something. And then he finally
Yeah.
did something, so it was symbolic to them that he's like taking a whatever, a drive in his life.
No,
Yeah.
you bring a good point about how this being the season finale. It's always interesting when we get a season finale episode
Yeah.
randomly chosen for us because you never know what we're going to get. And I think you're right. I think we're catching the very end of growth and the peak growth
Yeah.
for all these new characters that we've met in the beginning first episode where, yes, they're all probably, well, as you described, but now they've reached this point now. So
I really wanted to like see the bikini car wash. I feel like the way they were talking about it, I was like, this was probably such a good episode. Like, I love a bikini car wash. I don't know if you all were ever fans of Bring It On, but like
Yes, of
Bring It On, it
course.
was obviously had a very famous bikini car wash scene that, of course, I always loved and wanted to replicate. So I really was like, I really just like want to see this bikini car wash scene. So I don't know. I feel like maybe I'll have to go watch that episode. But and then the like Women's History Month or whatever one, I was like, what was that? Like I need
I
to know
know
more about
that
like
one.
how did this tire store try to do a Women's History Month promotion? Like I need to know everything about that. Oh my God.
yes, because when these guys clearly, I mean, this is a show for guys. This is like all about
Yeah.
dude culture and
Mm.
even wife producer was like, yeah, this is not made for me.
Yeah,
I'm not the
I
target
did
audience for
I
this
did
show.
I did feel that way a little bit as well, but
Yeah. And I'm sure that they made fun of lots of women jokes probably throughout that episode too.
yeah, that's probably true. But okay, so I want to talk about the fact that he's like making this PowerPoint, right? So he's like,
Yes.
I got like 3 hours to make this PowerPoint. And then he gets fired. So Shane like pulls up his PowerPoint, and his PowerPoint is literally just a quote from The Wizard of Oz,
The book.
the book.
The book.
And that's like his PowerPoint. And I'm just like, is this what people do? Is this people's PowerPoints? I don't know. I've never seen a PowerPoint that bad.
I felt like that was also to show that he never like follows through on anything. He
Yeah.
was probably been talking about this presentation and all he did was put that quote.
I think what upsets me is that that was his PowerPoint presentation, but if he's gotten into business school, that means he's had to have graduated from a college. And then to like apply and be accepted into a business school and those are your PowerPoint skills, that upsets me. As a business
Yeah.
major, that upsets me.
How
Well,
are
the
your
other
PowerPoint skills? Are they better?
Yes.
What do
I'm
you include
quite the PowerPoint
inspirational
whiz.
quotes from Wizard of Oz in your PowerPoints?
Never,
Okay.
never.
Well, then they're
Lord of
not
the
that great.
Rings. Lord of the Rings only. Yes.
But
Do
I
people
also thought maybe that Shane just stopped the PowerPoint because he was like, "Oh God, this is where this guy is going." Because he was clicking, and then he went to the book, and then he went, "Oh fuck this," and then he closed it.
That's true. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
yeah, it would be nice to see what other amazing inspirational components of this PowerPoint were we gonna miss? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, did he actually have well, because then like Shane seems to have like known he did actually have an idea. So I don't know if the PowerPoint was ever gonna like get us to that idea, but he clearly had this idea of like selling the cheap tires. I don't know, like it seemed like business. I don't know. I'm not a business person, but it seems like from a business perspective, that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah, I think so. The whole premise here is being a tire shop. They're going to sell cheap tires, and so that way that the bill for the tires is cheaper. But then any add-on services they can add on, and then when they're talking to the customers, it's like, hey, like you're already only paying $200 for these tires. What's an additional, $100, $200 for like this additional service? And that's the theory, which I have to say that I think I got played by this just a few months ago when I got
Mhm.
my tires done,
Okay.
because the last time I bought tires, I did so much research. I like went on and I
Really?
went, yes, I like found the best deal. I got Pirelli tires, and like I like had to go pick them up by myself though, so I couldn't like I didn't take them somewhere to get installed, but it was worth it. So worth it, guys.
Okay.
And but then when I got the new tires, I didn't do the research. I was in a rush. I just took them to the tire shop, and the tire shop's like, yeah. You need like 2 new tires in the back. So we're just going to replace all 4. Let's go with these tires. They're great quality tires. I've never heard of this brand before. I still need to know what brand tires they are. They're
Uh-uh.
not Michelin or anything like that. But I just bought it. I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, sure. I'm convinced. So I'm
Wow,
pretty
you
damn
got played.
sure I think they probably,
It
since
literally played
they
out like
probably took
that.
this from this show and used it
Yeah,
Yeah.
on me, and it worked.
Yeah. I am confused as to why you didn't go to Costco.
good question.
Like, why would you go anywhere other than Costco to get your tires replaced? That's what I
Because
did 2 weeks ago.
okay,
Great
well,
service. Nobody tried to upsell me. I didn't get scammed. It's just like the most incredible place to go. You know this.
yes, I do know this, but I get scammed easily. Okay, I didn't go for tires though. I went in for something else, and this is how they get you. Okay, I went in for something else, and because of that service, like, oh, by the way, your tire treads are low. Why don't we just package it all together?
You like
It'll be
fully got
cheaper.
scammed.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
oh, so you weren't even like gonna get new tires. You just fully got scammed.
No, I just wanted to get this
What?
thing fixed because I was going on a road trip and I wanted to get my car fixed and I wanted to feel comfortable driving up to New York City on this car. So they got me.
Wow.
They got me good.
This feels like the show is exactly on point. Like this
Yes,
is what's actually happening at tire shops.
I'm one of those idiot customers in the show that come in and get fooled. So yes,
That used to
Wow.
happen to me with even oil changes when I was
Mm.
younger. Like every time I went into it for an oil change, they would bring out something else and say, "By the way, do you want to
Mhm.
get this done while you're still here?" And I'd go, "I guess it's probably needed, right?"
Yeah, I will say that back when I had a car that needed oil changes, that would like I would constantly be getting upsold. But now, like I don't have to get oil changes because I have an electric car. But like the problem now is that I never take my car in because I don't have to get an oil change. So like probably other stuff becomes wrong, like my tires becoming completely worn out, and I just like don't even notice it because I'm never going to a tire shop to get scammed. So there's a downside.
there's a downside, but this plan that Will has, it's not far fetched. It works.
Yeah, no,
and
and
it worked on
Shane
me.
ran the number. Like he had like
Yes.
data. Like he had like an Excel sheet or something. And they're like, "You know math? Great. Like that's cool."
I
Yeah.
don't think he ran the numbers. I think someone else definitely ran the numbers. Maybe he's the only colored person in the whole show who ran the numbers. But yeah, so it worked with the numbers to back it up, his friends and his cousin supporting him, and the fact that he got laid last night, that really convinces his dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
And his dad like loves him now. Cause for like that whole like it seemed very much throughout the episode that his dad not hates him, but like maybe like doesn't like him very much. Like they
yeah,
clearly
no,
have a very fraught relationship.
no, does not like him.
Yeah. Until the end.
And but at the end, when his dad was called him up, so Will is pathetic now. He's got his when he got fired, he took off his shirt for whatever reason, got in his car, drove to a fast food place, and was sitting in his car all nasty, bruised up looking from his night before eating his fast food. And when his dad calls him up and talks to him about it, his dad kind of mentioned something about like the deal or something like that. So were you getting the sense that maybe the dad was planning on selling the
Mm.
shops? I don't know. Did you all pick up on that?
I missed that deal thing. I didn't hear anything about
It did seem like his dad felt kind of like desperate that they needed something good to happen monetarily for them to like stay afloat or something. And I think that's why, like, I'm sure Will just like desperately wants his dad's approval. He desperately wants to be successful,
Yeah.
right? Like, this whole season, I'm sure he's been trying to like make his dad proud by like making them money and trying these new things. And it's just been unsuccessful. So I don't know. I will say, last episode, we watched a King of the Hill episode. Do you watch King of
Yes.
the Hill, Kartik?
I did, yeah, when I was younger.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess there's also a really fraught father-son relationship in that show as well. It was like, oh my gosh, 2 episodes in a row, we're watching these like really
Yeah.
fraught father-son relationships over cars. I mean, the King of the Hill episode we watched
That's
was about
right.
a
It was over a
car,
car.
and now like this is about like a car. I don't know. I was like, wow, this really random episode thing. A lot of parallels here.
That's funny because
Yeah.
I'm always trying to convince my father. It's always around his Toyota Camry. Huh. Something here too. The show Tires, man, it hits home. It really hits home for
Yeah.
me.
It's really just like life imitating art, art imitating life for you.
It is. It really
That's how it
is.
is. But yeah, I did find that to be an interesting, this father-son dynamic. Very complex.
So I think the quick hits for the last things I got here were so there's two dudes who walk in, Jack dudes wearing red shirts, look like from like
Mm,
from another car sales lot or something like that.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
they come in with this cake with a butt on it. Which I thought was pretty funny. They did stick one dude stuck his finger right in between the butt cheeks and then try to have Will sniff it. So again,
Varn, you
just
didn't recognize one of those guys? I would have thought
Mm,
you know who that guy.
no. Who was it?
I would have just thought you would have known. It's his name's Andrew Schultz. He's a comedian too, but he was kind of a part of the like MAGA bro picking up of like one of the podcasts that really
Oh,
like
I
elevated
see.
Trump during a
mm,
very like key time. He was like one of the biggest influences
Mm,
in the Brogan sphere. That's what it's
yeah, so
called.
maybe we can't
the
support this episode.
Brogan sphere.
The
Great.
more I'm finding out about these actors, I'm like, uh-oh. All right.
Yeah, no, do not recognize Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
I just don't
The
think
scene
we
was
run the same circles. We
no,
just
we
probably don't run
don't.
the same
I
circles.
didn't know if you
Thanks.
followed any of that in the news or anything.
Yikes. But the scene
No.
was funny though.
It was funny.
Yeah, it
Funny.
Yeah,
was.
they like literally had candles in the cake and they were trying to like get him to blow out the candles. And then his dad rolls up and he's like, blow out the candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And obviously also again insinuated what happened via the text, like through the text messages. They clearly learned some things happened that were played out through this cake. And
Around town. It's getting
everybody
around town.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Shane like tells the customers like what happened with
Yeah.
him. Is like explaining it and pointing at him of like, this guy smells disgusting. Yeah. Everybody's finding out about Will and how gross he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Will.
Poor Will.
I don't know. Do you all think are we supposed to feel bad for Will? Like, is he supposed to be the hero?
I feel like he is
Go
supposed
ahead.
to be like the hopeless, like, the main guy who's like always down on his luck and trying to do better. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I get the sense that Will is that guy in the beginning of the episode who thinks he's too good for the shop and he thinks he's above
Mm,
everyone else in the shop. And that's why, like, he probably looks down on Shane and Shane just giving him shit and fucking around with him all the
yeah,
time. So
that makes
that
more
was
sense.
my sense of Will. Yeah, again, the guy who's probably been mooching off his dad for all these years. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering. I mean, I feel neutral about him, but I'm sure he's been the butt of a lot of jokes, but I don't know. I do think he's trying. He's trying his best. He just has
He
a lot of
is
ideas.
trying.
He has a lot of ideas, not great about execution, but he's trying his best.
Big ideas guy.
He's an ideas man.
We all need us. We all need us. We have one of those in our friend group, right, Christy? So
Oh, we have lots of ideas, people. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
So we know it. Yeah. We got it. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about?
I think we've about hit everything there, unless you guys got something else.
I think that's
If
it.
not, then let's move on to the
Yeah.
acting quality. So, on a rating system from A being the best damn acting out there you've ever seen, Oscar worthy, to F, which is just straight up garbage acting, how would you grade the acting in this episode? Start with you, Karthik.
Um, I mean, because I've seen how bad most comedians are at acting, I felt
Interesting.
like I just think they're always really I could just feel them acting a lot of the time, but I felt like a lot of the acting in this felt a lot more natural. What I really liked about the like style of this show in general was that it felt to me like a classic like older type of like like an Office or like a Parks and Rec, but like an early episode where they really sat
Mm,
more in awkwardness and it wasn't like super studio lighting. It was more like low lighting, like it felt less produced. And
mm,
so because of that, like that was just it felt more natural to me seeing certain scenes play out. So I actually felt like considering I felt like it was pretty good acting from like Shane and the comedic stuff, like it just played very well with each other. But I don't think they were exceptional or anything. There are people who I felt like were a lot more natural, like Stavros and Shane, very much felt like natural. The main guy was also very like comedic and seemed very, I don't know, natural. I'd say
mm.
probably is a C a lame grading? Probably a C.
No, I'm surprised after everything you just
Yeah, I
said that
thought you
you're
were gonna
going
go
with
higher.
C. I thought you exactly.
He's like giving a compliment after compliment. Let's go see. I'm like, oh, what's an A?
An
He is a
A is
tough,
like
tough grader, tough grader.
An A is like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar when he's watching his daughter grow up, That's Oscar.
I can't even like talk about that scene because it's like, God, really.
Yeah.
I was also gonna go with C. So, but I didn't think it was that great. So I don't know. My C was like, it was fine. So that's my C.
Okay. I mean, wow, I'm going the highest here. Wow, I went with a B minus. B minus, folks. Yeah, I thought honestly my favorite person was Kyla. I thought she's
She was
my
good. Yeah.
favorite actor.
Mhm.
She was really funny and just was so natural in all this. Yeah, having seen Shane Gillis and SNL, I kind of knew what I was getting, and everyone else was just like really trying. But yes, it's interesting that you brought up like The Office or Parks and Rec because that was definitely like the workplace type humor or workplace
Mm,
comedy sitcom was definitely slotted in right there. So definitely was getting the sense of that. But yeah, B minus for me. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our rock rating. This is our representation of color based on the number of POCs in the episode. And I am personally gonna have to give this one where 0 is where there's no POCs whatsoever, and 10 is where it's a nice, beautiful rainbow cast. This one, I'm gonna have to give like a 1.5 out of
mm,
10 because I think there was one black person, and I think they had like one line in the whole
mm-hmm.
thing. I
It's tough.
mean, yeah. I mean, and I get that Stavros is Greek and from Baltimore. That's
And from
that
Baltimore.
but
Yeah.
it's not enough for me. I mean, it was
Yeah.
You could have done better. Could have
I
done
mean,
better.
especially like, it's a workplace. Like, literally any type of person can work
Yeah,
at this type of place. So, like,
that's
you
true.
could have hired other people. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the black
I don't
guy
know.
also they kinda, like, took the wind out from his sails because his only part was helping Shane do the numbers, and immediately after he starts to do it, Shane goes, "Can I do it?" And so then Shane's, like, the hero of it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Per usual, the
Yeah,
white people getting all the credit for the people of
exactly.
color's work. We've seen that a lot on this show.
Yes. All right. Finally, did we like it? Christy, I'll start with you. Did you
Oh,
like
start
it?
with me. No, I mean, as we talked about, like, it's not. I don't think I'm the demographic for it. I appreciated like some of the jokes and stuff were funny. I would have liked to see the bikini car wash episode. Maybe I would have felt differently if I'd seen that one because that's more. I don't know what I'd be interested in. But no, I don't think this show's for me. But it's fine. I'm sure it's for other people, and that's what matters. Yeah. All right.
Karthik,
What
what
about
about
y'all?
you?
I did like it. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a lot of these comics do really bad shows, so I've stayed away from this one because I thought it would also not be that
Mm.
good.
Interesting.
But this is probably the best one I've seen of those types of shows. You have like
Hmm.
Bert Kreischer, who I don't find funny anyway, but he's got like this new
Mm.
Netflix series called Free Bert, and I have
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no interest in seeing that. You can tell
Me
how
either.
Yeah.
bad the acting is. Tom
Yeah.
Segura had a show too recently that just wasn't good. Like none, it just feels like they're getting an. This one just felt more like a natural show. It just felt. I was surprised at how comforting of. I got like the same kind of vibe as The Office and Parks and Rec, which is already hard to do. So
Yeah.
I felt like it was good. I liked it.
What about you, Vern?
I did not like it. This is not for me. Um, yeah, it was. I mean, I chuckled. I chuckled quite a few times throughout the episode, but that's about it. I was, pretty bored, and again, the bro dude humor is just not for me.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Vern, have you liked any sitcom other than The Office?
Have I liked any sitcom other than The
Like, I feel like
Office?
everything you just like compare to The Office, and then like nothing's ever as good as The Office, so you like won't give it a chance.
No, I love sitcoms. Like 30 Rock, and
Okay.
I do like Scrubs, which I'm excited
Okay,
for
you're
the
right. Okay,
new
okay.
Yeah, me
season to come
too.
Okay,
out.
okay.
So no,
Okay.
I and there's some new stuff too that I like too that have
Okay.
come out too. Um, so no, it's not
Okay.
only The Office for me though. It
I
really
just
is
feel
the
like
only thing that I
that like
watch really.
all the sitcoms that we watch for the podcast, you're like, "Nah." And it's like always like, can't compare to something like The Office." Like, it's always like, can't
It's
compare. But
true. It's
yeah, not
true.
I mean, you said not even the paper is doing it for you the way The Office.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think
Yeah.
so either, Kartik?
I I didn't give it a fair shake. I think I only
That's what
really
Vern
watched
said.
the first. I
I
think that
agree.
they're doing too much. Like it should just be a 22-minute episode. It was like
Okay.
37 minutes, and it just felt too elongated for that style for me. But I also think sitcoms in general in the last 10 years, like I don't think I could name a sitcom in the last 10 years that I've enjoyed. I've always found them a little corny. A lot of the like live studio audience ones especially just
Yeah,
seem
yeah, yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother was one I loved in the more recent
Yeah.
years,
Yeah. That was
but
a good one.
Yes.
that was probably like the last era of sitcoms that I actually enjoyed. I can't think of any that I
Interesting.
would watch now, new ones.
Wow. Okay, interesting.
I'm just because you brought this up, I'm looking back at our list of shows. It's not
He's
looking
trying to prove me
good. The
wrong.
ones I've actually liked, but Martin and
Okay, yeah, you watch Martin.
let's see here, and Living Single. I think are the only two of the comedy sitcoms that we've watched that I've
Okay.
actually enjoyed.
Okay.
So
Well, sort of proving me wrong, but not really. Oh, those shows are both like 30 years old. So maybe it
yes,
is. It's as you said, like the more
yeah,
recent
maybe,
stuff is just not as good.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
bring back the 90s.
Bring it back to the
yeah,
'90s.
We need
All
it
about
back.
it.
agreed.
Well, if nothing else, thank you for listening, folks.
Yeah.
Karthik, thank you for joining us today. Do you
Hmm.
want to, for all of our listeners out there, do you want to tell us where to find you or what you're working on?
You could find me on Instagram, I guess, at Kartik Chainani, KartikChainani. You can slow that down on the podcast, I think.
Wait.
And like I said, I produce a podcast called Soul Boom with Rainn Wilson, which you can check out everywhere: YouTube, Spotify. Yeah, and that's all I'm working on. Thank you guys for having me. This was awesome. This is a really fun first podcast to ever do.
Yeah, we
This is
appreciate having
awesome.
you.
Glad we could be here for you. So thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But for the rest of you out there, remember to follow us on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you're watching/listening. And if you like what you hear, 5 stars. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Random Episode Pod. Finally, and most importantly, come back next time for our next random episode.
Bye.